Good morning, student. Today I am going to explain you a lesson, Everest reaction. Now this lesson is written by R.K. Narayan. Okay? Sometimes even the most spontaneous achievement draw the most unexpected reaction in certain quarters. Sometimes even the most stupendous achievement draw the most unexpected reaction in certain quarters. When Hillary and Tenzing finally reached the roof of the world, everyone was thrilled and excited about the event. Everyone else. Let us see the reaction from the young Tumbi's family. It was the youngest member of the household, Tumbi, now 12 years old, who came in with the news. He had gone out a little while earlier. It was his habit to go out and keep dashing in. What is the meaning of dashing in, children? Running in a great hurry. Okay, you might have seen a small children, they always run from one place to another place. Even you, when you go out to play, what you do? Do you sit still? No, you keep on running from one place to another place. So there was a house. And what was the family name? Tumbi. There was a youngest member in that household. And it was just 12 years old. Every little while, with a report of cricket test score, flying saucer, traffic accident and other such matter. So whenever he used to go out of the house, he has a habit of collecting or gathering a news. Sometimes he may collect a news regarding a cricket test score, sometime about the accident, sometime about the other matter. Okay, today he came in crying out, the Everest has been conquered. They have reached the top. So, as soon as he entered the house, what he did, he started crying. About what? That the news he had heard that Everest has been conquered. Someone is there who has conquered the Everest, at the top of the Everest. People thought he was joking, although generally an accurate reporter occasionally prepares when he felt that people's interest in living was flagging. Now you might have seen the breaking news in a TV, or you might have read a newspaper. Yes? What the reporters do? They put an headline so that it can catch the attentions of the reader or the person, those who are watching the news. Yes? So sometime like that only the things that flagging out. Flagging out means what, children? That become tired or less enthusiastic. When the people see the news again and again or read the same matter, there is nothing new. So what the people get bored. So some interesting headlines make the people attract toward to listen the news. He tried to rouse them with the story of Dakota or the erosion in the neighborhood. So what he did, he tried to rouse, that means excite them with the story of Dakota. Dakota means violent robbery, or arouse. Arouse means for children, to the crime that deliberately setting try. Okay, in the neighborhood, that the crime has been taking place in the neighborhood. It might be a violence, household violence, it might be a robbery, yes, certain kind of the things. Story that would not bear a moment, skunity. Skunity means what? Careful examination. Such tales would make the elder sit up and ask where he had heard them, so forth. Now, whatever the story he used to tell to the elders, to their parents, to their relatives, so it might they are least bothered. They never examine, they never think the story that he is telling whether it is a true or false. They just make an inquiry whether things had happened casually for their fun. The young man would go away and pleased that he had succeeded in stringing his elders from the torpor. Torpor means what? Dullness. So whatever the story the little boy used to tell to the elders, to the grandparents, to the father or uncle, the aged member in the family. So it was just to remove their dullness. Okay. This seemed to be such an occasion. Tumbi tried to run away after declaring the conquest of Everest. Now what the Tumbi did? Tumbi ran away from the household. Okay, after declaring what he has declared, there's someone is there, a group of a member or unknown people. What they had did, they had conquered the Everest, the top of the Everest. But he was caught by the wrist and asked to explain. Now, from one of the member of the family has caught the Tumbi from the wrist, and they asked them to explain this thing. Where? Who told you about it? Got it over the radio in the next house. Next house? How often have you have been told to keep to your books and not to loaf all over the place in the sun? Now they started asking, from where you got this news? Who has told you the news? So what he had answered? That he got it over the radio. And where? In the next house. Now as a parent habit, they started scolding. Next house, that we have often, the parent had often told the Tumbi to be alert in the study, okay, to keep their, to be on they have often been told to keep to your books, that means go through your books, and not to loaf means not to move around unnecessarily, okay, or not to spend the time unnecessarily all over the place in the sun. It was studying all afternoon and went out only for a moment to listen to the radio in the next house. So the Tumbi replied that he was studying throughout the day, and for a relax, he gone out and he went to listen a radio in the neighborhood. What is wrong with our own radio? Finding that the subject was getting unnecessarily twisted, the young man declared, "The Everest has been climbed, and that is all I know." So now what he found, the subject was going against his wish. Yes, now parents were making a lots of queries about his study, why he has left the study, why we went to a neighbor, what happened to our radio, why he was not sitting in a home and listening to the radio. Now he found that the thing was going beyond his part. So what he told, now he wanted to change the subject. So what he told, all he know was that the Everest has been climbed, and that is all he know. "Don't be absurd," cried his elder. "Who has been telling you this cock and bull story?" That is a make-up story, we can say. Yes, cock and bull. So someone has a habit, you can see some children or even grown-ups. Even they get a single matter, small little matters also. They add lots of the thing and tell it to the different people. That is called a cock and bull story. "I knew long ago that you'd be climbed," said Tumbi. The elders groaned. How could it be? It is impossible." "Tenzing and Hillary had done it," said the well-informed boy. So what the boy said? "I know that it would have been, anyone could have been climb it. I know that." Now elders, what they started telling, that it is an impossible thing. How you can tell that? So what the boy replied? Tenzing and Ilhari, these are the name of the pupils, okay? "They have already done it," said the well-informed boy. He was delighted with his own success in impressing his elder. He added casually, "They also find now that the height of the Everest had all along been misjudged. It is about 1,000 feet more than what it was thought to be." And to make it more interesting for the elders, so what he said, whatever the information was been given by the previous climbers, those who have climbed the Mount Everest, it was wrong. It is what is actual, it was misjudged, you can say. Now, the actual feet of the Mount Everest was 1,000 feet more than it was thought. Impossible. Who has been putting ideas in your head? Cried elder. How do you know all these, boys? It was only yesterday that we heard that the ascent was to be given up. So what the elder say? How do you know all these, boys? Those who have climbed the Everest. It was only just yesterday we came to know. We heard that the ascent, attempt to do something difficult, was to be given up. But there it is, said the procession boy, trumpetly, hurriedly and tensing. The elder took in the news with a sort of gloomy resignation. This was a piece of news for which the world has waited for a century, for or more, and now, instead of arriving in spectacular manner with a fanfare trump, it was reaching them through a tumbi, the habitual beginner of new Tidbits. So what the elder did? The elder took the news with a sort of gloomy. Gloomy means what? Unhappy or unaccepted. Okay. So why? Because this was a piece of news which the world was waiting for a century. That someone may climb on the Mount Everest. Okay. And sticking or amazing. Okay, it was instead of arriving a spectacular manner, that is in a amazing manner with a funfair tomb. Funfair tomb means for a publicity. It was reaching them through the tumbi. So why they were not happy? Because they want the news to be more excited. But who was giving the news? They have got the news in a simple manner by a tumbi. The habitual bringer of new tidbits. New tidbits means small items of news. Okay. Soon they had to accept it for a fact. For the rest of the day, they were panding about. Panding means we can say discussion about something or mentioning something often. Okay. Expressions such as CVM and kernel. There is a valley, and curl means a lowest point between a two mountain peak. No two persons agreeing on the definition of this expression on their origin. Their reaction were interesting to watch somehow. There was a general sense of disappointment at the fact that the Everest has been conquered. It would have been so nice to have left the Everest as an unassembled. Unassembled means what, students? That means unconquerable. Now what was their reaction? Their interest was only to watch. Okay, their reaction was interesting to watch. For what? Because they were taking a general sense. They were having a general conversation. And what type of the conversation? That they were really disappointed that Everest was being conquered. Everest an unaccessible part of the earth. So what they think? Everest is an unconquerable part of the world or the earth. Said one, it is not good to think that human beings have conquered everything under the sun. It does a lot of good to the human spirit to feel that there are still many things beyond our reach. So what they say, it is not a good thing that human beings should think that everything they can conquer that is under the sun. So there are the lots of the things in the nature, there are the lots of the things that a human spirit cannot attack it or conquer it. Human beings should not become so proud. Said an enthusiastic. Enthusiastic means admire, a supporter. A masterpiece of planning, it resort one faith in human endeavor. Endeavor means accept. Clear-headed planning is most difficult thing to achieve. So one of the person what they said that it was a quite interesting or admirable thing, a master of planning, because masterpiece of planning can say. Now when you want to do something, you prepare a planning of it, and it is very creative or it is very different, so it become a masterpiece. Okay. Clear-headed planning is the most difficult thing to achieve. I challenge anyone here to plan a journey to Tirupati and get through it without having to alert it half a dozen times on the way. So, what you say? Okay, do you think it is very easy to conquer the Everest? We have to make lots of planning. Now, in a simple way, if I tell any one of you make a planning of a Tirupati, and you should not discuss it about it. Make a certain plan. Is it possible? It depends. Save the another on inaugurating the whole thing at the right moment from an astrologer point of view. The secret of success lies in getting hold of horoscope of the person concerned and fixing the time accordingly. Now, other person what they say, it is a depend on the inauguration part. That means how you start and what is the right moment. For that you have to go to see the horoscope of that person. Now what is the horoscope, student? The horoscope means where you see whether the person, what is the time fitted for the person, what type of the zodiac sign the person has, everything. Okay, concern and fix the time accordingly. If it is done accurately, then it will solve 90% of the difficulties of any undertaking. So what is according to the second person? If we do the work according to the horoscope, so the 90% of the work is done. And so no mark for preparation, knowledge, studies, scientific application and so forth. So there is no need of a scientific attitude or scientific knowledge for that. Even a study becomes successful only when it is begun at the right moment. I am sure they have avoided Rahul Kalam and other inauspicious moments while beginning their arrangement. So what they say, why they have become successful? Because they have started the moment at the right time and they had avoided the Rahu Kalam. So in our day-to-day there is a period that according to the astrologer, the Rahu period is been considered as a bad period of a time in a day. Okay. I am going to write to the Colonel Hunt to send the horoscope of the member of the expeditions and also tell me the exact hour at which they started their preparation. Astrology is a great science. So what he told, I will ask the Colonel Hunt to send the horoscope of those people who has captured the Mount Everest and the time when they have started their traveling. Because astrology is a great science. So, now they have made a start, begin another. I believe going to the Everest will become common. Now the other person what they say, now I think it will be a very common for everyone. It may almost become a holiday resort. It is going to be difficult to come across a person who has not had a holiday on the Everest. So what they say, according to the recent situations, whatever the science, how the science has been developed, so it will be the very common for everyone. So every person, there will be none of the person who will be left who has enjoy a holiday in a Mount Everest, the Mount Everest. With so much ice, said another with a business, temperament. Suppose they find some means of quarrying all that ice and sending it down. It will revitalize the cold storage industry completely. So what others say, there are so much of ice. So temperament means a person with a nature. And suppose they find some means of quarrying all that ice, that means to bring all that ice down into the plain area or where the peoples are living. So it will be a great revolution or change. The cold storage industry will completely be shut down because everyone can use the ice of the Mount Everest. So student, do you think it is possible? No. In the end, it may become necessary to rehabilitate. Rehabilitate means what? To give the other a job. The member now attached to the refrigeration and air condition industry. So we will not require a refrigerator or the air conditioner to cool the things. Okay? Automatically so much of ice will come down that the entire temperature will be cool. Whatever geographer might say, said the another, we cannot help feeling that Everest is in India. Even Tenzing, do you know, is an Indian. I won't be happy until I hear that an Indian expedition had planted its flag on the Everest, said another. How are you sure that someone is not already at it? By logical method, we can do many things. We could climb the highest peak without any special equipment. There are more things in heaven. And oh, stop. I won't hear that quotation again. I am tired of it. Further discussion on this subject was stopped when Tumbi burst into the room in his usual lighting manner with the announcement, my friend, father, who had gone hunting last night, it seems has bagged a 5 tigers simultaneously. So, the topic on conquering the Mount Everest have left behind when Tumbi entered with the room with a new news. And what was the new news? That his father friend has gone for a hunting last night. And what he did? He had bagged. That means he was succeed in killing a tiger. And how many tiger? 5 tiger. Now simultaneously as he entered and he gave a news, the discussion started on that topic. So children, you might have understood the lesson very clearly. Now I will move to the grammar. Now future tense refer. Now here you can see some sentence. I am going to write a Colonel Hunt. I will solve 90% of difficulties in undertaking. Okay children, now you can see here some of the bold letters like I am going, will solve, will be bending, will start. Okay, all these are the words that are indicate the future times. Now we can use a simple present tense also, like here we can begin, works. Okay. Now use of shall and will. When we can use shall and will, it is used to make prediction about the future events, that I will be famous one day. Now use of going to. Going to is normally used to refer the future event in these two cases. One is a present indication of the future events. India is going to merge as a superpower by 2020, or to express the intention that Smita is going to marry Akshay. Now use of present continuous tense, that is be plus verb plus ing. The present continuous tense is used to refer to future event that has been already planned. I am meeting the project manager in the evening. Now use of be plus about to infinity. The train is about to leave. That is infinity. It is not certain. Okay. Now here we will complete the paragraph. My sister and I are going to visit our grandparents in Delhi. The train will be leaving the station soon as I am getting annexed. My sister is walking very slowly. Slow down, she cries. My bag is about to fall off the trolley. Hurry up, the train going to leave in a few minutes, I yell back. So student, here you can see the maths explanation. I will call you soon as I can. So it is making of promise. I am visiting my uncle on Sunday, reporting a decision made earlier. Next Monday is 15 May, stating something which is a certainty. The train will have left by the time you get here. Predict that something will be through at a given time in future. The population of our country will increase in next 10 years. That means making a prediction about the future year. The film is going to start come soon. So here the student emphasizes the something will happen very soon. So student, you might have understood the lesson as well as grammar. So thank you. We will meet on the next session.